Hello everyone. Today I'm going to be delivering a few cars to some locals here in Bakersfield. We are going to be servicing KMP, or let me just take a look really quick. We're going to be servicing Kern Meat and Produce and Kern Petrol Supply. So yeah, you see the cars right here. We can check the tag really quick. Currently right now we've got two SD45 locomotives on here, one being BNSF or Santa Fe and Conrail. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. If I am choosing the first ever add-on I would buy for Run 8, I would definitely pick the SD45. The SD45 pack. I don't remember which one. I believe it's the pack 2, but I definitely recommend it. As it's just a perfect, it's got beautiful liveries. And the locomotive overall is just a great locomotive to have, very versatile. Could be used for yard work, doing some locals, as I'm doing right here with 2. And yeah, you just gotta experience it for yourself. So yeah. By the way, if you are planning on following along with this for KPS and KMP, KMP takes a capacity of 2 refrigerator and 2 box cars, or 2 refrigerator cars and 2 box cars, both or all 4 being empty. Actually, I can just verify. Well, there's 3, but I just did 2 because, just lessens the load. And for KPS, let's see, KPS. So those take 2 loaded tank cars. Just gonna verify KPS. Yep. By the way, if you are new to industries, I'll leave some videos in the description for great videos that can tell you pretty much everything you need to know in terms of just the basics of servicing locals. And yeah, it's actually, once you figure it out, it's very easy to do. And one thing I'd like to mention, if you already have the knowledge of working these industries, is that if you go to the industry list, or by hitting Control L, and you find an industry like this, you'll see outgoing tags, BEL, FTW. These are the yards where they go. They're not an industry, they're yards. You can deliver them to an industry, but the outgoing tag for the industry will tell you to bring it to a yard. And if you have auto enabled, and say you have 10 of these BEL tagged cars with you, and your locomotives are also tagged, and you have auto enabled, which is the new automatic dispatcher, which is super nice, it'll take you right to the yard, and yeah, it'll go from there. But there's a lot to learn about this game. I'm pretty much a noob myself, so I'm not super knowledgeable. Some of the stuff I may be wrong, but yeah. So without further ado, let's get into servicing these industries. So I'm already here at the industry, as I wrote here earlier, as you may be able to tell. And we're going to start off by servicing KMP first, KMP being all the way down here. I'm just going to drop the cars off there. And yeah, so very quickly, if you're doing these locals and you don't have auto enabled, it's best if you just go through and switch these beforehand. So like here, since I'm going to be needing to go on here, we're going to switch this one. Oh, lost it. Okay, I'm going to be switching this one. So now, enable the flashlight by pressing F. Now you can see the track is going this way. And for up here to connect it, we're going to need to go like this. So I do have a feeling our train will be too long, so I'm going to start off by, actually, might be fine. We'll go for it. So, start off, disengage the parking brake by pressing F5. Engage the reverser into forwards by pressing insert. Make sure everything is good. All the brakes are off. Open up a window. Beautiful Bakersfield. And press plus button on your number pad to get moving. Now, you're not going to be needing to go very fast on these little industry rails because the speed limit is usually pretty low. Yeah, 15. And you'll speed up pretty fast too, because considering if you're doing a local like how I am with not as many cars, only about 7 or 6. Yeah, 6. By the way, if you are new to servicing industries or just the concept, before you get to your industry, it's a complicated process, like the setup, because you want to order your cars in a way that allows you to deliver them to an industry in an order in which it allows you to get to the other industries without causing any problems. Say your locomotive being stuck in here, you can't deliver it because your locomotive is in the front and the cars are back here, so you're going to have to back up and go to the other end and push them into the thing. And yeah, it's just time consuming, and you're just better off just planning things out beforehand. Slowly but surely, we'll be making our way over to KMP. Now, if you guys enjoy servicing locals a lot more than you like going from point A to point B, pick up for your first route San Bernardino. Now, San Bernardino, leave a link in the description, is in LA, or it's part of LA, with a ton of industries. Perfect for people just learning. But I'd recommend just starting off in like Bakersfield or something. This has plenty of industries anyways, and it's pretty much all you need. Try not crossing the level. Very cool. Now, this game, it's not even a game, it's more of a simulator. This game takes everything except for graphics. Just all the aspects of an actual train. Like if you were to go to one of these couplers, click it, you'll see you can close the angle cock partially, you can disconnect the hose, you can add EOTs, you can add the EOT, remove the EOT. Yeah, we're definitely way too long to get into here, but luckily we'll just slow down. We're gonna need to back up, so just slow down. Now, a lot of people don't know, but in this new version, you can go up here, go up to sides of any of these letters on this car, press E without pressing anything else, and you'll get on the side of it. As you see, when we start moving, we're going to move the reverser backwards, press it twice to get to reverse. We're going to disengage the automatic brake, and then we're going to start moving. As you see, once we start applying power, we're going to start moving, and you can see we're still on the car. Now, when you play multiplayer, there's a whole different kind of realm of this game. You can actually see conductors or engineers, whatever you want to call them, on the train, like their actual player model on the train. It's actually a pretty cool feature. It's very minor, but it makes a big difference in the long run in terms of realism and just stuff like that. Now just some overall background for Run 8v3. Run 8v3, like I said a few minutes ago, is, I wouldn't say hyper-realistic, but it's very, very complicated. You have to learn a lot of keybinds, how to service the industries, and how to make a proper, just how to do proper just driving or just working the railroads. But you will get the hang of it. Run 8 comes with plenty of user guides that'll help you get you on the right track. Just gonna start slowing down now. Get on the brake. Okay, so since we couldn't fit in the KMP, this is where pre-planning comes into play. We're going to get the locomotive around to the back. We're going to back up all the way until we get past this switch right here. And then we're going to push the KPS cars, these tankers, into the KPS industry track. And then we'll move back up to the front of the KMP cars and see if we can still fit. We probably might be able to fit. Just maybe. If we won't, I'll drop off, or I'll cut one car, or maybe even one whole locomotive, but who knows. So yeah, we'll get that started. So first, properly, we're going to get rid of the automatic brake and apply the parking brake. That'll put throttle into 0 and reverser into neutral, which if you don't do this later on when you decouple, I don't remember exactly what happens. It hasn't happened to me in a while, but inside of here, this PCS, the open thing, warning light will flash red, and these brake pressure, and I don't remember, but these will all go to 0, and you have to hit F7 to recharge them. So yeah, just keep that in mind. And really quickly, I'm just going to go into a very brief explanation, not really explanation, guide to how to uncouple these cars. So first, click on any one of these. Any one will work, but you're going to want to close whichever one you start off with. You want to click close. You want to go to the next one and also click closed, and then you can click disconnect. Now, sometimes you'll see this open coupler button, or you'll see it all the time, but sometimes it'll be yellow, and what this means is that there's too much weight or stretch force, according to the game, on the coupler, and you won't be able to release it. So to fix this, just disengage the parking brake, go into reverse, just let it push, stop it. See up here now it says 0. Now, get out this coupler pin. Well, put this in a forward, disengage. There we go. This should, I don't know why this is still yellow. Maybe if I go here, apply. Just apply that. We don't need to apply any others. We'll disengage brake, move forward a tiny bit. Now we can open it. So just click that. It'll actuate the uncoupling bar. Now, if we move forwards, we'll decouple. So next in the process, we're gonna need to push. We're gonna need to get this locomotive all the way to the back of here. Do that simply just maneuvering the train. So first, we're going to need every single or both locomotives past this signal, or not signal, I should say, switch. So first, just gonna move past it. By the way, it's usually better practice to just hop on here so that when you get past it, you can just jump right off and flip it. Just gonna wait to pass it. We should be passing it soon. Oh wait, that's a big issue with Run 8 camera, is that it does that little thing where it'll like snap everywhere. It went a little too fast there, but it's okay. We're slowing down. Okay, ignore that. So we're gonna flip this. Now we're going to reverse. Let's engage the brake. Start reversing. Here we go. Now, you're gonna want to be careful with how fast you're going, because these things can reverse very fast when they're not attached to any cars. So just keep that in mind. So you're not gonna want to be in throttle the entire time. Let's see. This should be... Let me check something really quick. So... what does that do? So the rear lights aren't on. Annoying. Oh, wait. Oh, there we go. Okay. So you can see we're getting speed. That's because we're on a negative grade. So we're going to apply a little bit of brake, slow down a tiny bit. Well, a little more. We don't want to be going too fast into here. Though we do have some good distance, so should be okay. Oh yeah, we'd be fine. Oh, by the way, to see that little menu that I showed you up there, you hit left shift C. We're gonna wait for locomotive. Put up the throttle a little bit just to speed this up. Slowing down. So our reverser. Dynamic braking lever is off. Oh. Okay, well that's kind of stupid. Anyways, we'll continue. I don't know why that was happened or something. I think I might have pressed something by accident. Okay, we're going to be crossing the switch shortly. Going a little too fast. Apply a tiny bit of braking. Release. That should get us slowing down and get at a pace. Apply some more. There you go. Perfect. Okay. Now we're going to need to put the reverse forwards, disengage brake, and throttle up. Just make sure that we should be good. Oh, that should not be there. Okay, just hit EOT, or we're gonna close this first. Close and then remove. Because if you kept this open, all of the air for the brakes would be just released, which you wouldn't want. Going a little too fast. Or actually, we'll probably be fine. Pretty far away from it still. Take it off throttle. Start braking. A little more. That's pretty fast. Coming a little hot there. Okay. .1 mile per hour. Not even. Perfect. Okay. Neutral. Parking brake. Just to make sure it's engaged. Yep. Okay. So going to make sure. Yep, that's closed. We can. Actually, we don't need to because it's already applied. We can go here. Going to connect this. Going to open the angle cock for the locomotive and then the angle cock for. So that's what I was talking about. As you just saw right here, both of these went to 0 and the brake is now applied. And if we go back to here, we get the air PCS open. Now, I don't know exactly why it does this, but just hit F7, it will void it. It'll recharge the air brake system. Okay, so now we've coupled to our cars. What next? Well, we're going to need all of this. This will charge air brakes, just make sure everything's okay. We'll add the EOT, which should be, actually we don't need an EOT because it's a locomotive, but now we're going to reverse. We're going to flip this. That can stay. And here, disengage the handbrake. Then we'll start moving. Should start moving. Huh. Oh, right. 5. Okay, that's stupid. I forgot to remove the parking brake. But get moving. By the way, make sure, if you're following along once again, that if you're this far in the process, that this switch right here is green and the one up here is red. Yeah. That's so we have enough, just excess track, just to make sure that we got enough room. Okay, get off the throttle. Let's slow down naturally. Keep in mind, if you're doing this where you're just letting it slow down by itself, if this grade up here shows a negative, like a negative sign there instead of a plus, it will actually speed up faster, or depending on how heavy your cargo is, it can slow down a little slower. But if it says plus, say 1%, it will slow down much faster. Just a quick tip, but okay, so now we've got our KPS cars in place to get them brought into KPS. So now we're just going to put reverser into forwards, apply some throttle. Keep forgetting to disengage the brake, but we'll just slowly back up into KPS. Once we do so, hopefully getting as close to this as possible, because we want as much room as possible the next time when we come to pick up our cargo. See, as you can see, we're not having any issues so far. So once this tanker car, this one right here, gets past this dot, I could drop off the cars, but I'm not going to because it just looks better when it's all the way back here. So we're going 8.7, slowly slowing down. Apply a tiny bit of brake. Should start to slow us down fast enough. Just to get right there. Didn't slow down fast enough, but what can you do? So we're gonna get off the brake really quick. You see our coupler cape LBS is a little too high. Just gonna push it. Shift 5. Okay, so we got our parking brake applied, and we're right up against that, which is not ideal, but it's okay. Okay, so now get ready to couple them. Start by closing the single cock. All we need to, yeah, we already got that applied. We can close this one, and then now we can disconnect. Okay, that's good. Now we can open this coupler. Make sure that these are applied because we don't want them to move. Now I can set the reverser into reverse and apply some throttle, and we should decouple without any issues. Oh, right. Parking brake. Make sure that's applied still. Really quickly, I'm just going to check that these, yeah, they're empty. So these will load. Just going to check one more time. KMP, yeah, loads, okay. So apply throttle. Now we're going to need to do that same process but in reverse without the KPS part. So now we're going to need to push the KMP cars into here, and then we're going to need to get to the other side. And yeah. We are going pretty fast, but we are slowing down. Should be fine. Apply brake because we're getting to the end. And change this. Wait till we slow down completely. Put the reverser forward. Shift end to put the brake down to, or the automatic brake down to fully release, and start moving forwards again. And I'm going to try to move these as far up here as possible to the point where, yeah, just as far up here as possible. Make sure everything here is okay. We can switch this back. That will stay. That's good. That's good. Okay. So, slow down. Should go a little faster. As soon as we start getting to this little curve, start applying the brake now. Okay, get on the ground really quick. A couple of pounds should be okay. forward stinger. Move forward, disengage parking brake, move forward a teeny bit. Okay, now close both angle cocks and disconnect. So both good. Open. Now start moving. Reverse. Alright. Make sure this is applied. Most of the time you're just going to want to apply parking brake to here, to the car far all the way farthest to the left, and the car farthest to the right. That will usually do you a solid. But if there's a lot of cars, then you'll probably want to apply some more handbrakes, maybe towards the middle, maybe 2 in the middle, 2 at each end, but it all depends on what you want to do. You don't have to. Okay. We're going pretty fast. 18 miles per hour through here. So not good, but apply a little bit of brake. Okay. Slowing down, we're going 8 miles an hour through this switch, which should be just enough to slow down fast enough. Okay, now I'll start applying brake. Good. Switch. Let's engage the brake. Change the reverse to forward, and we'll get moving again. Now, if you are interested in trains, you'll probably find this really boring. But for a lot of people, including myself, this is actually a great way to just to spend time, because it's fun, it's challenging, requires a lot of thinking sometimes, especially like in that situation where my car was too long, so I figured I had to figure out how to use the siding, the ordering of the cars to shorten the length, and it worked. Get off the throttle, slow down a little bit, get under 15. Now this right here in real life, you'll never see this where some cars are like that close to the next track. Most of the time by regulation they have to be past the curve as to avoid not colliding with the car. If we look here, even just there, look how close it is. That is dangerously close, especially if you have a conductor right there. Again, I just like to mention how beautiful the Conrail livery is. The blue is great. Love it. Okay, so switch this back now. Start moving in reverse, disengage parking brake, and continue. Whoops, don't want it in notch 2. Don't want it to be going Mach 4 into the cars. Don't want to break the knuckles. Just make sure this is applied. Close. Oh god. Ooh. Okay, you'd never, ever, ever, ever want that to happen. Because the chances of that breaking, it should have broke, honestly. But lucky for us, it didn't. So can release that and release. Now can connect them, open both. Hopefully this will drop, but fine. Okay, now let's check the length. Okay, let's see. Tagger. Length 374. I still think will be too long. We could, before we get into here, drop off 1 or 2 cars and then come back in and then drop them. Yeah, I'll do that. Okay. Disengage parking brake. Get moving. Fun fact, when a train goes through a level crossing, like I just there, it is required that the engineer blow their horn at least 2 times, and then they have the horn being blown through the entire crossing, just as like a warning, because most people probably won't pay it, or probably nowadays AirPods in blasting Nicki Minaj. So yeah, there's that. But those should be switched already. Yeah, okay. So really quickly, plan. I'm going to decouple, say, 2 cars. Let's see if that fits. Might have to do 1 car because we've got 2 locomotives. Actually, we can do 2. I hope. So we could actually pull up a little bit and then drop them off. So we're gonna do that. So we're not spending as much time going back and grabbing cars. We'll probably wait until they're about a little bit behind this switch. Okay, put up the parking brake. Now we'll decouple from here. So we'll close angle cock. Close this angle cock, disconnect the angle cock, and we're gonna open the coupler. Okay. Disengage parking brake. Forwards. I really hope this fits. Okay, moment of truth. see. Are we far enough past the switch? Looks like we are. It's good. Okay. Put this first set in really quick. So we have 2 cars. That should fit here. Yeah. So that should be red, red, green. Okay. Then reverse. Disengage parking brake or automatic brake. Put her in throttle. And we'll hop on this side. Oh gosh, we're going fast. I apologize for the commentary, as it's very hard to commentate on a train video when you're concentrating on not damaging, not blowing up your train. Could probably go back a little farther. Go back a little more. It's not too far. Okay, disengage, engage, parking brake. Now, we can, of course, too many pounds on the coupler, so we're going to need to disengage the parking brake. Reverse tiny bit. Apparently, that's still not enough. Maybe we'll put it forwards. Okay, close the angle cock, both sides. Disconnect the air hose, open the coupler. Now we'll disconnect. Okay, these should apply. Handbrake. Now we can push forward again. Then we can finally service these last 2, and we'll be done with this local for today. By the way, just a warning to people new to this game. When you go up here and hit save, it's not saving your trains. It's saving the world, not the trains. Just thought I'd throw that out there, so if you do end up doing that, you won't be surprised when you go in and it's all gone. Or when your trains are gone, but your world's still there. So, yeah, it sucks, but everyone's gonna have to go through it at least once in their Run 8 career. By the way, I also like to mention, Run 8 is a time-consuming game. Even running a local where they're not even that far apart, it's so time-consuming because of everything you have to do just to be able to get the cargo in place. Not even getting it from point A to point B. Okay, so then you know, coupler, connect the air hose, open this. Should release, yeah. Okay. And go forward. So far in just this little local, we've gone 8,000 feet. I'm assuming. I don't remember exactly what this is. Maybe it's like siding length or something. It thinks this is siding, but whatever it is, I'm just gonna assume it means how far we've traveled. That's definitely far enough. Okay, since for today, I'm gonna end this. When I end this, I'm just gonna park the locos in here into this little siding. So since we're gonna be doing that, let's switch this back. We can switch this back, and we can switch this. The way really quickly before I continue, I'm just gonna check, make sure that these are all switched, because I'm not gonna be using them anytime soon. Switched. Green, green, green. And then the ones up here, if I check the dispatcher by hitting F3, these should change to here. There we go, everything's normal. So we'll finish up the job. Almost an hour of just train sim. Wonderful, isn't it? I'm not even being sarcastic either. But anyways, let's get the rest of this cargo moving. Come on, man. Just want to get on the side. Boop. By the way, I've tried this too. If you're moving like how I was just doing and trying to hit this on here, it thinks you're pushing like A plus E, so it won't let you get on. You have to be staying still and then you hit E. So it only registers the E key press by itself and doesn't think it's a combination. Just another good tip for any beginners. Okay. Just about to be pulling in. We'll finish up, park the loco, and check that everything is working. Okay. Should be far enough in. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so hopefully, of course, I'm gonna need to pull forward a tiny bit. Okay, close both angle cocks, disconnect, open coupler, forward a tiny bit. Okay, make sure that only one of them needs to have their handbrake applied, because there's only two. That one can be released. This one, I think, is applied, and then this one. Yeah, okay. So, pull forward, park the loco for the night, and make sure everything's good to go. traveled just over 10,000 feet today. Okay, so we're gonna shut off both locomotives. Go through, off, off. Everything is off. Okay, this should be start, stop, short head lead. And we'll relinquish. So make sure everything's disabled. Parking brake, yep. Panel lights off. Okay. Now that we've got everything sorted out with the train, we're just gonna relinquish. Okay. So just to check to make sure everything's been delivered, we can go to industry cars. So we just delivered to KPS and KMP. So these, as you can see right here, you say ready is a good example of what I said earlier about outgoing tags. This right here says BAK, that's its destination. That's the Bakersfield Yard, which is where this train originated for this local. So yeah, it's a very basic idea, but once you play the game more, you'll understand. So, but apart from that, the cars that we delivered, KPS and KMP, will be ready in 50 hours. Just gonna say 50 hours because it's the greatest, so that's when they'll all be done. So yeah, that is essentially, or that was just basically what I do when I play Run 8. Run some locals, do some cargo, maybe do some manifests, some intermodals, do all that sorts of stuff. But all I'd like to say is Run 8 is a great game. I definitely recommend you check it out, and I'll leave a link in the description along with the good tutorials for running industries. Thank you, and I'll see you in another video.